You're at the right place at the right time. Welcome back to Cigar Time, your ever so friendly show all about premium cigars, brought to you on this channel on this day at this time. Welcome back.
Every week.
Every week. Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Today we're honored to have a visit from Glen Case, the owner and CEO of Kristoff Cigars. Didn't realize you until you just told me. It seemed like just yesterday, and it's been 15 years.
It's amazing. Time flies.
And I think we've been with you from the beginning.
You have.
I'm pretty sure.
And we appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. And to his left is Bill Coyne, the executive vice president in charge of almost, what is that you're in charge of?
Diddly squat.
Diddly squat.
Diddly squat, yeah.
Do we sell that in stores?
Yes.
No diddly squat in the store.
Certain
Well,
stores, not all of them.
That's a good thing. Bill is the East Coast representative for Glen's company, and we've gotten
He's a rock star.
He's a rock star, although he needs a haircut. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that.
It's, you know.
I was thinking it. He said it.
Yeah, well.
And a shave. But I didn't.
Oh, there it is. It's all around.
You know, you're in the city now. You're not up in the mountains. I mean, no offense to anybody in the mountains, but, you know, I mean.
Yeah, you know.
You have to acclimatize.
I have to look different.
That's right.
Yeah, everybody can't.
I have to admit, he's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well.
There's no
Most of
crime
you
in that.
probably don't know where Pittsburgh is. But if you're driving up the Schuylkill and you're heading towards King of Prussia and you make a left and drive 300 miles, you'll run right into Pittsburgh.
You probably heard of our hockey team once or twice.
The Eskimos?
Yeah. No, the flightless birds.
The flightless birds. I
There you
like
go.
that. Yeah, they wear little tuxedos.
Yeah, of
Right.
course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Classy people.
Well, I think
Classy birds.
I think it's actually time for us to light our cigars and enjoy
I like
them.
the fact they have no basketball team now.
That's why I don't care about basketball.
God. You still have a baseball team out there?
God, that's what y'all short.
Define having a baseball team.
Oh, that's what I meant.
They're
yeah.
vertically challenged.
No, they're wind challenged.
Hey.
And that's with a W-I-N, not D.
Talking about the height.
Oh, I see.
What are we smoking?
This is the Vengeance, which is a Connecticut broadleaf Maduro, Indonesian binder. The filler is Nicaraguan and Dominican Habano.
Wow, you
Very
say
nice.
that so artistic.
Right? I can't speak Spanish, but I can fake it
Such a
pretty well.
flair. That's very impressive. Very impressive.
Now it's a medium plus bodied cigar, tons of flavor. We launched this in July last year at the show, and it's just been rocking. I mean,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
killing it. I get a lot of coffee, cocoa bean.
Yeah, I was
There's
just
some
going to
spice
say that.
in there,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Tastes more like a traditional Maduro.
Right,
Tastes like what a Maduro should taste like.
exactly.
Plus it doesn't come off on your hands.
That's a good thing, right?
It's real Connecticut broad.
My dad doesn't call it anymore.
Yeah, so it's just been rocking. The finish on it's got a very sweet, almost coffee cream finish to it. It's
That's
just
what a Maduro should taste like.
exactly. So yeah, it's been doing great.
Well, for the viewers, I know you were on a few years ago, but probably, you know, people come and people go. And give a little about your background, because I know it. It's,
Sure.
And it's interesting. So, you know, share with us how this all started and where you came from.
Whoop! I just ashed the table. My bad.
Wow.
Hey, you made
We'll
an
just-
ash out of yourself. That's,
Ba-dum-bum.
There you go.
well placed.
All right, so my background, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version. I spent 19 years in corporate, all in financial services. The last 9 years of my career, I was an executive at one of the top 3 banks in the country. I just got tired of the politics, the bureaucracy, so I quit my job to pursue cigars. So that'll be 15 years ago this coming November.
Smart move.
Yes. I can't see myself going back to corporate ever again. I
You
love
got out
this.
before the banking crisis.
Yes.
Yeah, that was really smart.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all about timing.
You walked out instead of being carried.
That's it. That's it.
So how did you go from banking to cigars? I mean, you must have been a smoker, obviously.
Right, of course.
So you took a pleasure and a hobby and turned it into a business.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think people like to hear.
Great. So at the time, my wife was an independent broker, selling a number of different manufacturers. And we partnered up and we started brokering together and did that for about 6 months until one of our big manufacturers called up and said, hey, you guys have done a great job. You got our product everywhere and you're fired.
Yeah, I love when you do that.
Right? So you work yourself out of a job.
Yeah.
And my wife was used to building brands, losing brands, building brands. And I said, look, I just can't work this way. So she's like, what are you going to do? I said, I'm going to start making my own cigars.
Yeah.
And she goes, what do you know about making cigars? I'm like, I have no idea, but I'm going to figure it out really quick. So I met with a gentleman that had been in the industry for 35 years. He's worked with people like Henke Kellner, Ernesto Carrillo, and other big names in the industry. And he approached us to broker his cigars. And I said, look, I'm not going to broker any cigars anymore. I want to make my own cigar. So he said, look, come down to the factory in the Dominican in Santiago. And if you like what you see, blend your cigars, and I'll oversee production. So that's what we did, and here we are today. And by the way, Kristoff is named after our son, Christopher, who is now working on his PhD in Melbourne, Florida at FIT.
Wow.
So, yeah, he was only 8 or 9 years old when I started this.
Amazing.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's the backdrop of the short story of how I started Kristoff.
No, but it's fascinating because you started at a time when the boom was over.
Mm-hmm.
The early 2000s were
Yeah.
a little hard on the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So you came in right as things were starting to come out of that post-boom rut,
Exactly.
but yet still wasn't, you know, you were a few years early for the, I won't call it the second generation boom, because clearly it wasn't anywhere near what the original 90s boom was.
Right.
But, and you know, how were the first few years? I mean, how long did it take you to really get your feet on the ground and realize that I might stick around for a while?
Right. It took about a year because I had
Okay.
never blended a cigar. I had no concept of what that looked like.
Yeah.
So it was really trial and error. And blending is an art. It's not a science. So I made a lot of mistakes. A lot of cigars failed. And the one that
Yeah, I think you sold them all to us.
yeah, exactly. And truth be told, the original Kristoff didn't come out until almost a year after I started making cigars. So that's the one that put us on the map, the original Criollo, the original Maduro.
Yeah, I remember those.
And then that's when we took off. I rebranded the company as Kristoff because the actual original name of the company was called Exclusive Cigars.
Oh, I remember that too.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of, wow, that's years I hadn't.
Right.
But I remember the bills that was on there.
Right.
Yeah.
All of our ads, the posters, everything had Exclusive Cigars on
Yeah.
it.
That's before Bill was born, I think.
I was still in diapers, but you know.
Oh my God.
We always pick on the guys at the end. We're warming up for him.
Yeah,
That's
it'll
right.
take it. We'll get there.
That's all right.
It's funny, you were in diapers and now I'm wearing diapers because, you know,
Oh,
but
yep. Baby.
I'm here all week, try the veal.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is we've been selling this since day one, probably, and you know, we've always had a spot in our humidors for Kristoff. It's a good seller. People like it. It's a repeat seller, and the nice part about it is you don't flood us with tons of new models every year.
Right.
You know, you come out with a couple things here and there, which for us as retailers makes it a little easier to digest.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's easier for the customers to basically, even though they're more finicky now than they've ever been, a product that used to come out years ago that had a shelf life of maybe a year and a half or 2 years is more like 15 or 20 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. Well,
Absolutely.
and that's something that we've talked about a couple of times this week as we've been traveling around, is that any blend that is made at our main factory,
Mhm.
we've never discontinued.
Yeah, I seem to recall you have everything. Yeah.
everything is still around.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's because we don't come out with blends that we don't believe in. And
That's
if
right.
we believe in it, it deserves more than 6 months, 9 months, a year to succeed.
Well, I think the major companies create this in the fight for shelf space. I mean, they keep, you know, coming out with new, what we call front marks or facings, in an effort to just hog and tie up all the shelf space. And sometimes, you know, I won't say it too loud, but to drive other brands off the shelf.
Right.
Sure.
And the best thing that we have in our 14 stores is real estate, and that shelf space is valuable. And we need the fine mix between us making enough of a profit to stay alive and keep servicing our customers, and to satisfy the companies that their demand to take care of us, but yet,
Right.
you know, not squeeze everybody off the shelf.
That's right.
Well, and also some of it's consumer driven too, because
Yeah, of
there's a lot of
course.
people that walk into a store. I mean, I worked in retail tobacco for 2 years before I
Right,
got
I
onto
remember
the
that,
manufacturer side, and 5 out of every 10 customers would come in and the first question would be, what's new?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I think that's even increasing now.
Oh, it's huge. And it's sort of a double-edged sword, right? So for you as the retailer,
Yeah.
you like when we're not coming out with a lot of new stuff, but on the other hand, the consumers are like, all right, what's new this week? You know, what's new? So it's a balancing act.
I have an exclusive. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, I was going to say, I also try to look at it with the consumer as well, too. What's new might necessarily be what's new right now. It could just be what's new to them. So I'll say
Exactly.
to them,
Great
I'll say, well,
point.
you know, I don't have anything new that's out, but let's try to find something that you've never had before.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so I try to work it that way.
Well, here's
Tia,
what
that's
I'm
awesome.
considering.
Thank
Here's
you.
what I'm considering. And it kind of came to me as we were talking now. And we'll do it in maybe a couple of humidors just to see how it works. But put a recording that plays in the background as you walk through the humidor that tells you what's new or what's
There you go.
exciting. You know, just to direct people. You know, I know when you walk in a Walmart, if you walk by a certain section, the voice comes off and tells you this is for sale and
Yeah.
this,
Right.
and the benefits of this product and
Right.
yada yada. I don't know if we can do it that sophisticated, but you know, I think the more information that we can give not only the consumers but the personnel that's in the store, the manager and the
Right.
clerk, the more they're informed, especially what's new, and especially what blends and sizes are. And I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the lack of information that we get to be able to dispense to the stores. And
Well, that's why I like his line, because every single box tells you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm amazed
And
how many
it's-
people don't do
I
that.
love it.
Yeah.
If you do,
It's so helpful.
well,
Right.
here's what I did when I walked around when we were recently at the TAA in the Dominican Republic. I went to the sales manager, not the owner or the CEO, because you know I know that's not necessarily, even though I may know them and know them well. I went to the sales manager, gave him a business card with all 14 store addresses on the back, and I said, I want you to send to each one of the stores, just head it the manager at this store address, information, informative, educational,
Right.
you know, whatever you POS information, you want to send a few samples, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you want to send, we're trying to educate our people to be able to sell and inform
Right.
our public.
Right.
I mean, we have
Makes sense.
thousands of people a day walking through our stores, and we have some very knowledgeable people in the stores. And for the most part, I think our people are as knowledgeable as anybody's store you can find.
Absolutely.
But nobody knows everything.
That's right.
I mean, certainly I don't.
I can't remember.
You can't know
Right.
everything. But the more they read and the more the reps interact with them on the ground level, it's wonderful to come see us, and all the buying is done here generally, but at the ground level is really, really where what is it? The pedal meets the metal, the rubber meets the road.
Right.
That's the important thing.
Right.
That's the important thing. So we're going to spend the next few months trying to better educate our personnel, who can then better inform and guide the customer to making a decision.
It's important.
Yes, exactly. Why don't we talk about some of the other blends?
Absolutely. So, other things that you can find that are new at Cigar Cigars, other than this Vengeance, which came out last year, was you recently brought in the Corona blends that we did. So we took 3 of our better selling lines and released a Corona version of them. So it's the Connecticut, the original Maduro, and then the Habano. Are all available in a Corona size, retails under $6.
Wow.
So it's a great
That's
quick
a sweet
purchase.
spot, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a, during the colder months, it's, short enough that you can sneak outside and have a cigar before you get frostbite. And then during the summer, it's great for, walking the dog, cutting the grass,
Right,
stuff
right.
like that, because it's a low enough price point. If it lands in the grass, you get over it. But, and it's, short enough that you don't have to take the dog for an extra walk more than you want to.
Yeah.
Right.
You can
That's
have your
why I
smoke,
smoke 'em.
make your
I
dog
smoke
happy,
smaller
get back in
cigars
the
when I
house.
walk the dog, absolutely.
Yeah.
A
That's
half
great.
hour, 45 minutes.
How long?
Half hour, 45
Oh,
minutes.
half hour. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, let's go. Let's give our opinions.
I like the cigar. I've been smoking it for a year since it's come out. I really like the cigar. Next to the Cameroon, it's my favorite.
Mm.
Yeah, he's a
Kristoff
Cameroon
cigar.
guy. He
Cameroon
loves
guy.
your
Everybody
Cameroon.
knows I'm a Cameroon guy.
Loves your Cameroon.
But this is my second favorite cigar. It's very good. It's got everything it has everything I like in a cigar. It's got a chocolatey taste. It's got a nutty taste. Through the retrohale, I get a toasty taste from it. It's very good, and the Connecticut Maduro wrapper, it's got that sweetness to it.
Yeah.
It's very, very tasty. I like it a lot.
Thank you.
Well, this is my first time smoking this.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
I be honest, I was a
It's a
little
virgin
afraid of it.
experience.
I was a little cautious of it because it just looked very.
It's not in your wheelhouse.
Well, wait a minute. I looked like it wasn't in my.
Yeah, but I knew it would be.
And so smoking it now, I am like, what? Like this
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
not what I thought it was going to be.
Good.
And this just goes to show people, like when they walk in the humidor, you can't just look at a cigar and think you're going to know what it is,
Right.
because you're really not. This to me is straight medium. I'm not even getting full body. I'm not
Yeah.
really
No.
getting spicy.
It's not full-bodied at all.
No.
Not at all.
Pleasant. Very
yeah,
pleasant.
very pleasant. The aroma's awesome. I love the way it's burning. And was that the wrapper at the foot? I didn't get to really look at that part.
Yeah, it's a closed foot.
Yeah.
I know it was
Yeah.
a closed foot, so it was a wrapper.
That was
on
the
the
Yes,
wrapper,
foot.
yeah.
Yep.
And just to get to taste that was amazing.
On that first
Yeah.
light. Yep.
Oh my God! So I'm loving this right now. This is gonna be up in the top.
Isn't it filling your mouth with a really sweet finish?
It's definitely sweet,
Very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
tasty.
from the,
Yeah.
the Maduro
This is good
wrapper.
tobacco.
but not like
It is
a
very good
but
tobacco.
It's not a tobacco finish. It's just
No.
like a nice. I can't put
It's
my-
clean.
That's
It's
the
a very
Connecticut-
clean.
clean.
It's a
That's
clean
the
finish.
Connecticut broadleaf.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this
Very
is
good.
not easy wrapper to get. This is expensive wrapper.
Yeah.
This is
And the construction is good.
yeah.
Good, thank you.
What's the retail on these?
Nine.
Right around 9,
Yeah,
somewhere
Okay,
around
so
there.
Yeah.
it's in there. Any more? Wow.
No,
Yeah,
maybe
cigars
especially
aren't
if you
3 to
go
5
on this one,
anymore.
This is really good.
It's a big cigar too.
Yeah, it is.
for-
And
Yeah,
that's
this is
another
a this
reason
is
why I
a
was
6 1/4 by 54 Toro.
Yeah, it's a big Toro.
That's a very generous Toro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that word, generous.
Well, I agree
Sure
with
you
everything they said, and then some. I mean, I love a good Maduro, and this certainly is a good Maduro. And the price point, which I, you know, those of you who've been watching all these years know that I put value into the price. The price can affect my overall score, because you can get a great cigar, but it's, you know, $92, and that's one thing. You get a great cigar and it's, you know, 8 to 10. I think that's what the judge tried to give me, but if you get a decent cigar at a reasonable price, that also counts with me anyway. Some people disagree
me.
with me here,
I
but what
totally
do they know?
disagree.
What?
No, the price has to matter.
No, it
We go
doesn't.
through this all the time.
It does not matter.
Yes, it
Matter
I
in
does.
what?
judge. I
What's
judge.
matter in
I
what?
judge the cigar for what the cigar is. I don't care what the price is.
No,
No, he's talking about
obviously,
something else.
I
he's not.
clarify. Whenever I give a review that price has something to do with the up or down point score, I always justify it.
How? Why?
Because
You're
everybody-
judging the cigar, not the price.
We have judged cigars that are $12, $14,
Right.
and we've judged cigars that are $6 and $7 and $8.
Right. So what's the difference?
All right, so
You're
but
judging the
that's the
cigars.
consensus then. What do you guys
I don't care what the
think?
price is.
I
I'm
wanna-
judging the cigar.
I think the price matters.
What do you
No.
What do you guys think?
So my opinion
Yes.
is that there's kind of a sweet spot for consumers, right? On the consumer end, that 5, actually it's probably 8 to 10 for the more
Right.
premium stuff. You get much beyond that, then you're going at a different manufacturer.
Uber premium.
Yeah. So, but I think for me, it's, you know, that $8 to $10 range.
Yeah.
And,
Is a sweet
and the
spot
cigar,
anymore.
you know, obviously has to be good. So, Bill,
Yeah,
what do
I
you
mean,
think?
I see it. I see it from both ends. I mean, coming from like the business standpoint of it, I think price matters a ton. But then, I mean, I'll be fully honest that there's a cigar that I like that I smoke on an occasional basis because I can't afford to smoke it all the time.
Right.
You don't
That
pay 'em enough.
retails over $25.
Oh, you pay
Right.
Yeah, he pays.
If you're an
He
occasional-
pays me
Right.
well enough that I can have one every now and
I'm
again.
gonna take more
But I
from
ju-
inventory.
But it's
He doesn't eat that week though.
But yeah, right. Yeah, I skip dinner and have
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the
the
cigar.
cigar.
Instead. But you know, for me, to me it is part of the review.
No.
And the only reason that it's part of the review is because when I talk about cigars, value always has to be a piece of it. And I'm sorry, a $25 cigar, even if it's the greatest thing that I've ever smoked and it comes with a steak next to it, still is going to have a hard time justifying that price point.
I don't
Right.
care about the price point. I'm judging the cigar. I don't care what it costs.
In my opinion, of course, I'm judging the cigar first and foremost. But then I either enhance the score or penalize the score a little bit,
Based on the
depending.
price.
You're not selling the cigar when you're giving it a score.
But it's not a matter of selling it.
But you are when you're factoring in the price.
The folks at home, not everybody is as wealthy as you.
Yeah,
and
okay.
can just, or Bill, and it can just approach the buying situation with, geez, I don't care what this costs. It's either a good or a bad.
Yeah. That's how you do it. This cigar, if this cigar was $20, or if it's $9, I'm going to give it the same score. It doesn't matter.
Suppose you only earn like $3,000 a week.
Okay.
And
What, I have to take a pay cut?
only earn.
I've got the wrong job.
a week.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't pay all your people? Hey man, this is Philly, man. We gotta keep up.
Yeah, from Chicago. Forget about it.
Oh, you've got enough problems lately.
Yeah.
Well, your outgoing mayor is an old friend of mine. And even though have always disagreed politically, and we do disagree, he's a righteous man. He's an honest man, a moral man from the man I knew years ago. I don't think he changed.
Got it.
He's got a nutcase for, well, I shouldn't say
I
that.
always thought that.
Some of his relatives. But again,
Back to you.
Yeah.
let's just take this cigar.
Okay, let's take this cigar.
I'm going to give it a good rating.
So am I.
I really like this cigar.
Me too.
It's right in my wheelhouse. I love this cigar.
Are you
Right,
gonna
me too.
penalize it because of the price?
No, not really, because it's right in the sweet spot. So I am now neutral and completely on your side. Oh, did I actually see
Yeah.
that?
Wow.
Yikes.
Hey, you're on.
Because
you're being
the
taped now,
price,
so
the price is neutral.
The price is neutral.
The price is neutral.
Yeah.
So if the cigar were $4.50, which the cigar couldn't be $4.50.
I
No.
would totally rate it like.
I would, if this cigar was $50 or if this cigar was $5, I would give it the same rating.
I can't agree
Now,
with
would I buy it because it's $50?
I'm with you.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you. If the
cigar is the cigar.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that comes out in the descriptor. You've heard me a million times say, the price quality quotient, and I think the price is important. Even though you guys can push back
Not in
on
a
it.
rating.
We're going to agree to disagree.
Not in a
Not-
rating. Not in a rating.
But you
I
would
can see that.
You would agree that most cigars we review are somewhere in the sweet spot.
First of all, cigar
So it's kinda
ratings
neutral.
are subjective.
Oh, very
Okay,
subjective.
look at Cigar Aficionado. They come out with all their ratings. They don't rate it by the price. They put the price in there, but they
Yeah.
also give it a rating.
That's true.
That's true.
It's-
I will not disagree. That doesn't make it right.
But then Developing Palates, which is an online review site, does review by the price, because what they do is they give it a point total,
Right.
and then they say this translates into an X dollar per point ratio.
There you go.
Oh, well, that's subjective too.
Everything.
Everybody's taste is
This
different.
is why I love
Yeah.
cigars, 'cause it's
Right,
so
but
subjective.
everybody's pocketbook's
It's
different.
like wine.
Right.
Very different.
It doesn't matter. Rating a cigar should have nothing to do with the price.
Right.
We're gonna
If
agree
you're
to disagree.
rating, no, I'll grant you, if you're talking about the cigar.
That's what we're
and
doing.
you're
That's why we're
whoa,
doing the
whoa,
show.
whoa. But
But
then
we're also
at the end, we put a
too.
number on it. And I think the number, in my humble opinion, if it's outside either low or high of what we consider the sweet spot, if it's outside that range, I think it should be given, special points for if it is
agree.
below, and penalized
I
a
agree.
little bit.
They'd have two separate ratings.
Well, that's a consideration. But let's say the cigar was $25.
Right. I'd give it
Not
the same
everybody
rating
can
as if it was
afford-
$2.
I mean, not everybody's like you that can afford $25 cigar.
Right. People's sweet spots are different.
Yeah.
Then people
Right.
people who can
That's-
afford
that's true.
$25.
I don't think too many people's sweet spot is $25.
Well, we have a few of them who come
We
in.
do, but that's the exception rather than
Right.
the rule.
Well, yeah, but so then why should they be penalized by not having a good rating on a cigar that
Whoa,
should be good?
whoa, whoa, whoa. The rating, if people are listening and just not going by a number, if people read in a written form or listen to us in a spoken form, when we're describing how we feel about the cigar, to me, that's the most important thing. And I'm always careful to say, because I'm the only one on the panel that does this, I'm very careful to say, if this cigar was only $8 or $9, I might rate it a little higher.
Right.
But since it's $25 and not everybody can
So
afford
you're
it,
penalizing it for being
no,
a
I'm saying
little
it's
higher.
a great cigar,
Yeah.
but in my opinion, it's a little pricey.
Well, then say it's a little pricey, but
Well,
just give
that's
it
what I
give it a
say.
better rating.
No, but when I go south on the rating, for
Let him rate how he wants to.
even minimally, look, I don't take a cigar that we would rate it, let's say a 950, which is a hell of a rate.
Yeah.
That's great. I don't say, well, I'm bringing it down to 850 because it's $25. I don't
Yeah.
do that.
No, yes, you don't do.
You got to give me credit for that.
Right.
Although
No,
prefer
I
cash,
do.
but-
Absolutely. I give you credit for that, but you lower it a little bit, but
I do.
it shouldn't be.
But I describe it as a great cigar. I describe it, the taste, I describe it, how wonderful, and blah, 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 blah. But I just say, you know, I just wish it were like
Yeah.
$9 or $10
Okay,
instead
but
of
don't
25.
penalize it by
No.
giving it a lower rating.
Here's what I will agree to. I will agree to disagree with you.
And that's why I think that while there are a lot of subjective things that we can talk about on any given cigar,
Right.
there are also some objective things. And that's always when I'm thinking about how if I'm asked to review or rate a cigar, those things are always the most important to me.
What do you
How
consider objectivity?
How well does it burn?
Right.
How well does it draw?
Right?
All those sorts of things. Because that we can all
That's
agree on.
You're right.
That's
Yeah.
not
That's-
subject.
Right, that's objective.
And then when it comes to flavor,
That's
it's all over
subjective.
the board because
Yep.
you know when someone comes into an event and has never smoked Kristoff and I put some cigars in their hand, I know that they are going to have a good smoking experience because of the quality control attentions that we pay by draw testing using
Yeah, I've
the bunch of
never
draws.
had a hard to
It's-
draw
it's-
cigar. I've never had a hard
Yeah.
to draw cigar.
And I didn't
Yeah.
even cut it. I just used the pigtail and
Yeah,
popped
me
it
too.
off.
I just popped it
I
off.
like
and I
Same
love,
deal.
I
That's what I
love
do.
your
You do the
signature
pigtail.
pigtail. Oh
Yeah.
my God, you do it the best. I'll be honest.
Thank you. Thank you.
You do it the best because there's a certain way you got to do it in order to twist that off and pop
I
it
don't know how to
to
explain
get
it.
just the right hole.
I don't know how to explain it to you. Glenn doesn't do each one personally.
What, the draw test
Glenn,
part? After it's bunched? All right, this one's good. Next
Glenn,
one.
We had someone that used to do that.
Really?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Draw
Do you-
test every single
Do you roll
one.
cigars?
I don't.
Have you ever
Have
rolled
you?
a cigar?
I have.
Yeah.
I'm awful at it.
Oh,
It's an
very
art. I
good.
mean,
It is an art.
it's an art.
It is
So,
an art.
Not for us Yankees.
right.
It's very hard to do.
All right, let's put a number on it. You guys can't vote.
Because we're biased.
I
Think?
I give this a 9.5 out of 10. I love this cigar. I think it's really good.
I'm giving this a 9.5 because I want to agree with you, but because this was really surprising. I like when something surprises me, when a cigar surprises me, and I love the construction, the taste, the way it's blended. This is a great cigar. So 9.5.
Yeah, it's really good. The
Well,
retro hell's awesome.
Look at that.
For my money.
I mean, look at that. That's perfect.
For my money,
Yeah. And then
we go.
right in the sweet spot.
it is a sweet spot. No, it is a wonderful smoking experience. Those of you who love a true Maduro, the sweet finish, the great taste, your mouth was filled with all kinds of different tastes that are very pleasant. It's not a harsh cigar, no burn on the back of the throat. You know, I give this a 9.75.
There you go.
Nice.
There it is.
Right in my wheelhouse.
I like you, Art.
No, because this cigar is perfect for me. This is a cigar I really like.
Thank you.
All right, Glenn, we want to thank you very much again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Glenn.
Being
Well,
on.
thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks
Thank
so
you
much for
very
having
much.
us.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
Don't
it.
forget
Absolutely.
our Saturday show, 8 o'clock.
Kristoff.
And,
Yeah.
and they have one that's called Pistol.
Ciao for now,
There you go.
everybody.
Bye-bye.